worst case scenario is that you come under investigation and you get an attorney and you tell this attorney, I want this to be done with as soon as possible, and there's some evidence against you, and there's evidence out there that can be used to convict you, or that can be used even to have you convicted at an Article 15 or NJP, and your attorney does what you tell them to do, and they don't use their best judgment. And what they end up doing is this: they call the prosecutor, they call the commander, and after talking to them, and the prosecution, the commander tells them, hey, listen, we're investigating. They continue to call and call and call and harass that commander and harass those agents. And guess what? Your case might be weak, and OSI or CID or NCIS might have it in a folder, they might have investigated, and you know what? A more important case comes along and gets sat on their desk, they move on to another case. When you have an attorney that repeatedly calls over and over and over again and talks to the agent, you're basically reminding that agent, hey, you got this case out there, why don't you look into it and try to dig some things up and wrap this investigation up. That is usually not the way we want to handle things. After we talk to the agent, we let them know that our client's represented. We sometimes present evidence to them that we want them to follow up on, you know, for example, witnesses that are helpful to our case. If after a few months, the agent really isn't making much movement on the case kind of falls through the cracks, there's a much better chance that that case will not be followed up on vigorously, and there's a much better chance that you're going to avoid a court-martial. So be very careful what you ask for. When you want something done very quickly and you want the investigation over with because it's stressful and you want to move on to your next assignment, be very careful with how you handle that. And that's one of the things you need to be aware of when you're hiring an attorney. You need to find someone that, yes, can be aggressive when necessary, but you also need to find someone that knows how to diplomatically and tactically handle these situations, and they can tell if it doesn't look like this case is going to go very far, and then they kind of lay off the investigators and the prosecutors and just let the case simply fade away.